The SEC this season is certainly more than any other conference taken the motto from the NCAA men's basketball tournament: survive and advance. But the only team left in the SEC East that has done that enough to control its own destiny, Tennessee Volunteers. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz, glad to be with you on the Toyota College Football Preview. It's Arkansas off its huge rushing performance in 48 points against South Carolina, running into Knoxville to take on the number 22 Vols. And for more on this game in the SEC, we bring in Spencer Tillman from Houston, as we do every weekend. You know, Spence, Tennessee has this game against Arkansas left, Vanderbilt, and then they go to Kentucky. And that's what's left to get to its first SEC title game since 2004. You think that they'll do it?
I don't know if they'll do it or not, Jason, to be honest with you. I think John Chavis, the defensive coordinator for Tennessee, has some issues. They have had issues with that porous defense. The offense has been pretty solid. But when you're facing a team that has two prolific runners like Arkansas has, it's going to be very difficult for them to shut them down. Now, granted, here's the saving grace. Arkansas can't throw the ball to save their life, so they may have a shot. But stopping Felix Jones and Darren McFadden is going to be a big challenge for this defense that's run challenged.
Well, Spencer, South Carolina knew that as well, though, that they can't pass the ball for a lick. They can only run it. And still, Arkansas ran for 542 yards, second most ever in school history. And you said Tennessee and John Chavis have problems. They're giving up 170 yards a game. Give Tennessee fans some kind of hope that they can slow down Darren McFadden the way maybe that Auburn did.
Well, if you go back and look at the log and the play-by-play of last week's games, you'll see that Darren McFadden had 1 yard, 3 yards, 4 yards, 2-yard loss, and then boom, he'd break a big play. But if you can play consistently and tackle with form and play fundamental, you know Arkansas is going to spread you out, and the only way you can defend yourself is to play solid defense, and that's problematic. But if you're looking for a glimmer of hope, that would be it. Play fundamentally sound defense and do not miss tackles.
Well, that would be huge, except for the fact that Darren McFadden may be the best in the country at making people miss tackles. Part of the reason he had 321 yards himself last week. On the other side, you got Tennessee's offense. No LaMarcus Coker. He's been kicked off the team. You still have Arian Foster, though. You have a balanced attack. And we know that Arkansas's MO has not been stopping anybody. That's not what they do best this season. Although, do you think maybe that this defense will be fired up a little bit to maybe save Houston Nutt's job here?
Well, I think they will be, and I'm not so sure the defense will be able to do a whole lot. I think the offensive side of the ball is Houston is going to leverage to save his job, because just think about it. If he goes out as the head coach at at Arkansas with a Heisman Trophy winner, that's pretty tough to dismiss a coach in those circumstances. If not, he at least leaves with some measure of credibility in his back pocket. So you can't really defend yourself with a defense that's also weak, but you do it from the offensive side of the ball. And so I think that's really their best chance of success, Jason.
Spence, it's a big picture here. Tennessee, it's huge for them towards taking the SEC East. It's huge for Arkansas for saving Coach Nutt's job. Who wins?
Well, great question. Problematic issue. I think Tennessee probably has the most motivation here because they control their own destiny. And after the season went the way it did the early part of the year, this is a great place for them. This is, conversely, with Arkansas, if they just went out, they'll win 8 games, and that's a good thing, but still Houston's in a difficult spot. I look at motivation. Tennessee has a little bit more motivation than Arkansas, and they should get the win.
All right, Spence, we'll see if that actually happens. We'll see you break it all down Saturday on the College Football Today.
Okay, Jason, we'll see you.
Folks, Tennessee is trying to win its 6th consecutive at home in a single season for the first time since 1999. Rocky Top will be singing early in the morning. 2 set to kick it off at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. For more on this game or any other, be sure to stay with CBSSports.com. Watch everything else on the CBS Audience Network. For Spencer Tillman, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.